All right, today we have a little bit of a tricky one here with OpenText Server Backup or Carbonite or EVault, where we've got a failed to load not recognized as a persistent mapped drive for our Microsoft SQL backup. And it's just a little bit weird because SQL is not a mapped drive. Now, you may also see this come up when you're trying to edit a job in a legacy central control interface where it says loading of SQL Server instances failed. And so what we're looking at here is when we've got Portal pulled up and I'm on the computers page after I've logged in as an admin user, I've gone down and I've selected this server and we've got our failed backup, but when I go to edit the job, I can make changes and whatnot, no problem. It'll allow me to save it and just continue on like there's nothing wrong with the agent. That is not true for Legacy Central Control, though. You may go in and edit the job, and then that's where you get the other error message there of loading of SQL instances failed. So you may come in here and even run a synchronize thinking that that's going to solve it. But as you can see here, it ran a completion state. And if we go look at the logs, we'll select synchronize on the calendar. There's no errors or warnings in the synchronize either. So I'm going to click the calendar button here again to go back to the backup. That's where we found this error about not being recognized as that map drive. So the issue here is actually on the file system. I'm going to open up my Explorer window and then navigate to C drive, program files, and in my case, the directory OpenText Server Backup. Now, depending on the version of the software you're using, or maybe it's been upgraded over the years, you could have Carbonite Server Backup to go into, or EVault. Once we're in there, we're going to go into the agent directory, and we're going to go down to the S's. So I've got my SQL job configuration file and login, etc. But what I don't have here is the plugin DLL. And I've induced this by moving it out of the way, but it could be from, say, antivirus software or some other thing that's not playing nice on the system and has removed it. The file that we're looking for here is SQL plugin, or excuse me, SQL 2012 plugin.dll. Now, how do we resolve it? The easiest way to get this resolved is to just simply rerun the agent installer. And with the wizard up here, we're just going to hit next. And then we want to select the repair option, hitting next. And then we want to keep our current portal registration. And we're going to hit the install button, which will reinstall all of the agent files and the plugins that are expected to be there. All right, with that finished, I'll hit finish button. And then I'm going to go back to my agent installation location in the agent folder here, down to the S's. And we can see that we now have the SQL 2012 plugin installed into the agent directory. Now to confirm this, let's go ahead and run the backup by going back to our portal here. Under the select action dropdown on the right, we'll select run job and then start backup. And there we have a backup completed here. Let's go ahead and refresh portal to make sure everything's all good. I'm going to click on the computers button in the top left. For the refresh, we can see that our server has an OK status, as well as the task shows a check mark and the completed status. If you have any questions about this, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you in another video. See ya.